Hello once again, welcome to the Security Update, which we often look at issues concerning security in the continent from west to east. And these are the stories making the headlines. Somaliland President delivers speech on Las Anod crisis. Also, international community expressed concern over Las Anod tension. Security beef with Awi Lamu following attacks. ISIS claims deadly attack on checkpoint in Egypt's Ismailis West Canal City. Welcome to the program. The President of Somaliland, Musa Bihi, has delivered a speech on the current situation of Las Anod, where there has been protests in the last few days, which resulted in deaths and injuries after police clashed with the protesters. The President of Somaliland, Musa Bihi, has delivered a speech on the current situation of Las Anod, where there has been protests in the last few days, which resulted in deaths and injuries after police clashed with the protesters. In a detailed statement, President Bihi reported that 40 people have been assassinated on purpose since 2009 in Las Anod, that include government officials, national security agencies, opposition figures, and civilians.
maxkamadu haya ilaa 2009 ilaa maanta Las Anod dadka lagu dilay waa 40 qof.
He said Somaliland court sentenced 23 people in connection to the frequent killings in the region. Also, he vowed his government will investigate the latest killing of Abdi Hadrawi that sparked massive protests across the city. He promised to remove the army from the city after demonstrators returned to their houses peacefully. However, Bihi believes that Somalia is adding fuel to the fire by taking advantage of the present situation.
fariintaas waa fariin cad dowladda Puntland waxay diyaar u tahay dadkeeda inay ka difaacdo xadgudub kasta ilaaliso sharaftooda dhowrto xuquuqdooda madaniga ah.
In response to the statement made by Somalia's Puntland State President, Saeed Abdullahi Deni claimed he will defend Las Anod people by all means. President Bihi confidently said Somaliland is ready to defend its territory, and Puntland will pay the price if attempts to attack Somaliland's borders.
waxaan u leeyahay dagaal lagama faa'iido ka joog haddii si aad ka fursan weydo oo weerarka soo qaadana wixii aad ka hashaad leedahay.
The international community calls for the Somaliland government to de-escalate Las Anod tension in a peaceful manner. Meanwhile, the Somaliland government is also doing its level best to control the situation and calling people for calm. The international community, including USA, UK, and IGAD, have expressed concern over the Las Anod tension, where there have been successive protests in the last few days, calling for calm and restraint in Las Anod. In a statement, the international community said preventing violence and ensuring the protection of civilians is paramount, and tensions must be resolved through de-escalation and dialogue. Many people gathered on the streets last week for a protest demanding the Somaliland government to take an immediate action to put an end to the frequent assassinations by the unknown gunmen in the region. The Somaliland government is attempting at its best level to control the situation. Top government officials, including President Musa Bihi and the opposition figures, spoke about the matter and calling people for calm. The House of Representatives Speaker of Somaliland, Abdirasaq Khalif, has put all the blame on the Somaliland government regarding the present situation of Las Anod and urged Bihi's administration to solve the problem in a peaceful manner and remove the army from the city.
The House of Representatives Speaker of Somaliland, Abdirasaq Khalif, has put all the blame on the Somaliland government regarding the present situation of Las Anod and urged Bihi's administration to solve the problem in a peace manner. He revealed that he had a meeting with the President Bihi over the matter and recommended possible ways to end the tension. The speaker opposed the military presence in the city, believing it exacerbated the violent situation, and urged the government to remove the army from the city in order to control the anger of the protesters. Also, the speaker said it was not the right decision to shut down telecommunication and electricity in the city by the government, as most Somaliland people use the electronic money, which he said it added added fuel to the fire. Abdulrazak Khalif, who hails from Las Anod, asked President Bihi to open peaceful dialogue with the locals, and his administration should create new measures to put an end to the frequent assassinations by unknown people in the region. Hanan Abdurrahman, CPA.
At least 10 Al-Shabaab fighters were killed in an internal clash between two factions within the group in the Mudug region's Haradere district, Somali state-owned media reported.
At least 10 Al-Shabaab fighters were killed in an internal clash between two factions within the group in Mudug region's Haradere district, Somali state-owned media reported. The fighting broke out in Amar village after militants led by a senior leader named Muhyiddin Taqarr left the district in a bid to defect to the Somali government. However, another leader named Nunale, who claimed to be the commander of the Jabha unit's military, ordered his fighters to prevent Muhyiddin Taqarr and other potential defectors from surrendering to the federal government. According to the Somali government, Al-Shabaab fighters who fought one another were captured, and senior Al-Shabaab commander issued new instructions to all members of the group in the Haradere district and its environs. One order forbids the group's vehicle from leaving their existing places and barring militants from leaving the camp to which he belongs. The Al-Qaeda affiliation armed group Al-Shabaab did not comment on the clash in Haradere district, a militant stronghold in the Mudug region.
A court in Mali has sentenced the 46 Ivorian soldiers suspected of being mercenaries who were detained in the country since July to 20 years in prison. But we will be back after the short break.
Making documentaries is one of the most creative, craft and challenging endeavors you can be involved in. It is an effective strategy to inform, persuade, educate, defend the perspective and shed light on various issues, policies and activities. At CBA TV, documentary production is our forte. We capture every TikTok detail of events in highest resolution to tell the story you care about, from politics to human hunger, research-based content, educative and informative. We also help you project your story in a dynamic perspective that attracts the world views of the target audience, as there is no better or more powerful way to place the organization's values and achievements than to make an excellent documentary film. No doubt, our strength lies in these ventures, and we pride in many award-winning documentaries which have been earning accolades across Africa and beyond. Let's tell your story.
Back again. A court in Mali has sentenced the 46 Ivorian soldiers suspected of being mercenaries who were detained in the country since July to 20 years in prison, Ivory Coast, and the United Nations said troops were flown in to provide routine security backup for the German contingent of the UN peacekeeping mission in Mali.
46 Ivory Coast soldiers detained in Mali have been sentenced to 20 years in prison for conspiring against Mali's government. The detention of the Ivorian troops sparked a diplomatic row between the two countries before the latest developments. 3 women soldiers among the original group detained in July and who were freed in early September were sentenced to death in absentia. The trial of the 46 Ivorian troops had wrapped up earlier on Friday after opening in the capital, Bamako, on Thursday. Public prosecutor Laji Sarah said the Ivorians were found guilty of an attack and conspiracy against the government and that the soldiers were seeking to undermine state security. Mali said the group of soldiers had flown in without permission, while Ivory Coast said the soldiers were unfairly arrested after being sent to Mali to assist the United Nations peacekeeping mission in Mali, MINUSMA. Mali's military rulers said the soldiers were mercenaries and charged them with undermining state security. In August, Ivory Coast said it would gradually begin withdrawing its military contingent from MINUSMA after failing to secure the release of its soldiers. West Africa's main regional bloc, the Economic Community of West African States, ECOWAS, set January 1 as the deadline for releasing the Ivorian soldiers. ECOWAS said the bloc would impose new sanctions against Mali if they failed to do so. Kamil Sadiq, CBA TV.
Security has been tightened in Lamu County of Kenya following 2 attacks from suspected Al-Shabaab fighters that left 4 people dead.
Residents of Kenya's coastal county Lamu are living under heightened tension over the increasing number of Al-Shabaab attacks. On Thursday morning, suspected Al-Shabaab militia shot and killed 2 people along the Lamu-Garsen road. On Christmas Day, 2 other people were shot dead and 2 houses torched after a raid by suspected bandits in Taa village, Pandaguo area of Lamu County. Security agencies have since intensified patrols and made some changes in the public transport sector following the recent attacks. All vehicles are now being escorted from Gamba, Tana River area to Lamu, and no vehicles at night. Multi-agency teams including the Kenya Defence Forces, Special Forces, the General Service Unit and others are patrolling the Lamu-Garsen highway.
The Islamic State group issued a statement claiming it carried out a deadly attack on an Egyptian police checkpoint in the Suez Canal city of Ismailia. In this Amaq news agency, Islamic State group said a cell of soldiers of the Caliphate.
In its Amaq news agency, Islamic State group said a cell of soldiers of the Caliphate managed to attack an Egyptian police roadblock with a machine gun. On Friday, 3 Egyptian policemen were killed in the attack, the first of its kind in nearly 3 years in mainland Egypt, which has largely been spared the deadly insurgency in the nearby Sinai Peninsula. In the past few years, attacks against Egyptian security forces have been concentrated in the Sinai, where jihadists affiliated with Islamic State operate. According to report, one of the 2 assailants was killed during the attack, while the 12 injured were taken to a hospital for treatment. It will be recorded that in May, an officer and 10 soldiers from the Egyptian army were killed and 5 others were injured in an attack by a Takfir terrorists against a water lifting station checkpoint east of the Suez Canal. Ismailia is one of the key cities overlooking Egypt's Suez Canal, a vital waterway between Asia and Europe that sees about 10% of the world's maritime trade.
And with that, the story of the Islamic State group issued a statement claiming it carried out a deadly attack on Egyptian police checkpoint in the Suez Canal city of Ismailia. We'll wrap up our program for this time. Thank you very much. My name is Hamse Daabjeerin.